Good morning, Facebook Live and YouTube. This is Dr. Jay Hartley from Hartley Chiropractic and Scoliosis Center in St. Augustine, Florida. And today we're going to be talking to you about zinc, COVID-19, and preparing your body to fight. You have to be healthy from the inside out for your body to be healthy, and zinc is one of those important things, and it's really something that's been underutilized. And we're going to go through some good stuff today. I got some great information from the National Institute of Health. So this just isn't stuff crazy people are making up. It's very mainstream. It's heavily researched. Zinc is an essential mineral, and of course we find it in lozenges, vitamins, cold medication that we can get anywhere. Zinc helps with your immune function, protein synthesis, wound healing, DNA synthesis, and cell division. It helps with normal growth and development in children and during pregnancy and adolescence. Zinc has to do with your proper sense of smell. We know that people with COVID-19 lose their smell, so there's no coincidence. The intake of zinc is something that's required to be done every day. So you can't take it one day and then take it 2 days later. If you're going to be using it to increase the function of your immune system to fight off disease, you're going to have to take it every day. Now, of course, we're not saying that zinc is a treatment for COVID-19, and we're not saying zinc prevents COVID-19, but what we are saying is zinc is an essential element that's required for your body to work properly. Now, we'll go over a study in a minute. The National Institute of Health is actually doing a study and funding future studies that actually show a direct relationship with zinc fighting COVID-19. So that's something down the road that we would actually be able to say, but right now we're just saying it's helping your body to function better. Now, what's the requirement for zinc? Well, if you look up just the normal daily requirements, they're going to be pretty low. We recommend a higher level than that. It's well below the body's ability to handle zinc. Remember, there is a certain level of zinc that could be considered toxic, but we're prescribing something that's 20 times less than that. We're prescribing 20 milligrams of liquid element zinc every day. Now, if you're a child under 9 years old, then you would take half of that, about 12 milligrams. And then if you're 1 to 3 years old, you would take 7 milligrams. If you're pregnant or nursing, the baby or the fetus will get the zinc from the mother. We can get zinc from foods, but it's not that easy. One, the minerals have been depleted in our soil. So when you take when you eat something, you don't know if the zinc is in there for sure. So what do we know zinc's in? Oysters. If you have one oyster every day, you're getting your recommended daily allowance of zinc every single day. And remember, your body cannot store it. So it's not like you can go to an oyster roast once a year and say, I have my zinc. It's going to be gone. Your body can't store it. It also can be gotten from almonds. It can be gotten from cashews. But the problem is you would have to eat quite a few almonds and cashews to get the daily recommended allowance. You'd have to do that every day. There's some interesting facts too, because one of the sources is meat. And whether you're a vegetarian or not a vegetarian, if you're eating grains and beans inhibit the absorption of zinc. So if you're eating like paleo, which would be like meat and vegetables, your zinc level is going to be higher. If you're a vegetarian, but you're also eating grains and beans, that's going to deplete your zinc level. And so vegetarians are 50% more likely to be deficient from zinc. Pumpkin seed is another good source of zinc if you're going to try to get it from a food source, but again, we're recommending taking the liquid zinc every day because it's hard to get enough pumpkin seeds in your body to get what you need. If you're zinc deficient, it's well documented that it impairs your immune function. It impairs a lot of other things, but we're focusing on COVID-19 and your immune system today. It also has to do with taste abnormalities. So we know that one of the things that happens with people with COVID-19 is they lose their sense of taste when they're positive. It's very hard to measure zinc in a lab test. So because of different ways that it's metabolized and absorbed, lab tests are very inaccurate in measuring zinc. So you just want to make sure you're taking 25 milligrams of liquid zinc every day. Zinc deficiencies have a lot to do with the malabsorption. So whether you have a gut problem, or you're taking in too much flour, or you're taking in too much alcohol, or these things are all inhibiting the normal absorption of zinc, which could be just as bad as not taking it all. And so that's why many times, vegetarians think they're healthy, but they could be deficient because of the way they're eating. So if you're a junk food vegetarian, like, I'm not going to put that pepperoni on my pizza, well, guess what? You're probably zinc deficient. If you're not taking in any beans or grains and you're a vegetarian, then your zinc level is going to be a little higher, but we still recommend that you supplement with the liquid zinc. If you soak beans and grains and sprout them in seeds, beans, grains, and seeds, then it breaks up phytate, which is the issue with the absorption of zinc in your body if you're taking in grains and beans. So if you soak your stuff, it makes it a little bit better. And I know especially people that are vegetarian that are also on the raw diet, which I did for some time, and you're soaking things overnight, then it's gonna, your digestive tract is gonna be less likely to prevent the absorption of zinc. Pregnant women have higher requirements of zinc than non-pregnant. We already talked about breastfeeding provides adequate amount of zinc if the mother has normal levels. Alcoholics have 30 to 50% more likely to be zinc deficient, okay? So if we look at somebody, if they're an alcoholic, if they're eating a lot of bread, if they're eating beans, they're going to be very deficient. Zinc deficiency depresses the immune system. So some natural functions of our body that are going to keep us healthy, macrophage function, neutrophil function, killer cell function, lymphocytes, the T lymphocytes, all these things help to get our immune system working. If we're zinc deficient, those things don't happen. It's been well noted that people with low zinc have increased pneumonia, especially in children and the elderly. Zinc helps to maintain our mucous membranes. So when we look at our first line of defense of viruses getting in our body, our eyes, our mouth, our nose, these membranes, the liquid that's created by our body that creates this barrier, if you have plenty of zinc, you're more likely to have that initial barrier functioning properly. Zinc stops RNA virus replication. COVID is an RNA virus. They've done a lot of studies with zinc in the common cold. They've done some with SARS, and that's in the COVID, those are all closely related to COVID. We know that people in a double-blind study that took in zinc had a shorter period of having a cold. And they've also done another study that showed that in general, virus illnesses last a shorter time if you're taking an adequate amount of zinc. We know there's a lot of different ways to get zinc. You know, you can take it in a lozenge, you can take it in a tablet, but the liquid colloidal zinc is the best way to get it. Again, we recommend 25 milligrams of liquid every day in the adult. We can cut that in half if you're under 9 years old, 4 to 8 years old, about 12, 1 to 3 year old 3, and then hopefully everybody's nursing the first year of life and they'll be getting the zinc from the mother. Antibiotics. Drugs will interfere with the function of zinc. So if you're taking antibiotics, zinc is not going to work as well. I've got some great research. Like I said, there's no direct study that shows that zinc will prevent you from getting COVID-19 or it'll help you to heal from COVID-19. But we know that it helps your immune system function much better, right? And some of the terminology, the National Institute of Health is really cool because it sounds like it was written by a chiropractor, because they're talking about zinc helping the innate function or the inborn function of the body, not only to defeat viruses, but to adapt to adapting viruses. So when you have a retrovirus or a virus that's changing rapidly, guess what? Zinc helps your body to do that. And it is so cool that they've even thought about that. So with RNA viruses, zinc helps to promote interferons, T4 lymphocytes. It helps with immune cells, the killer cells. It produces an antiviral response. It helps with cytokines, or decreasing cytokines, which can interfere with your healing response. There's many things that zinc helps with besides your immune function, but some of them directly relate to your immune function. It decreases liver inflammation. It's antiviral. It inhibits the production of viral oncogenic proteins. It's a tumor suppressor. And when they do antiviral therapy and you're taking zinc at the same time, they did this with AIDS patients, they know, and they've got some great studies on this, they know that you have a 42% better functioning immune system if you're doing antiviral therapy and taking zinc at the same time. I love this terminology. Zinc poses several antiviral effects, generating both innate and acquired immune responses, facilitation of normal functioning innate immune system, stabilizing of cell membrane, inhibiting the entry of viruses. That's when the mucous membranes are working good, it's stopping the viruses from getting in. It inhibits viral replication. So that means it stops the virus from being able to recreate itself. It suggests, this study suggests that zinc benefits could be prophylactic to COVID-19, and that in the absence of any known treatment, that zinc is just as good as anything else, and they really need to do some studies on zinc and COVID-19 immediately so that they can actually say that it helps prevent COVID and it helps to treat COVID. So guess what I'm going to do right now, guys? I'm going to take my liquid zinc, and I'm going to take 25 milligrams, which is about 4 droppers of this. And remember, it's always better to take liquid vitamins, but some in particular, it makes a big difference. We know that liquid vitamin D is much more effective than non-liquid. We know that liquid zinc is much more effective than non-liquid. So this has been Dr. J. Hartley. You can check us out at drjhartley.com if you have any other questions. And we've had a great morning talking to you. Stay healthy and take your zinc.